Hello.
Here
We
we
should be
go.
live.
I believe we're live.
How is everybody doing this evening?
What's up?
We are back as it is the first Monday of the month.
And then next week, we won't be here again.
Exactly. I'm sure people will eventually get it.
Right at the time that you're off for the summer and go back to weekly.
True.
So, yeah. Hashtag monkey herpes again. Those poor monkeys.
So, have you been?
I've been good. Just watching those watch hours.
Yeah, I'm just like, you know what? It'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I've
I'm just
kind of
gonna let
reached
it
that point.
ride and do like I do when I play roulette. Just let it ride.
Yeah, how's that work out for you?
I usually do pretty good at roulette and 5 card. I do decently well at.
Oh,
I play colors. I don't play numbers.
I play blackjack whenever I go. I haven't been to a casino in a long time. It might even be at least 10 years.
We went to the MGM up in Springfield, like I want to say a month or two before everything got shut down.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun time. I played my 5 card game, and that was all I did.
Hashtag Herper love. Ed's getting in on it now. So Ed texted me about that Gloomhaven game. So I need to download that, and I don't know. Should I figure out how to play it beforehand, or are we all just gonna learn it on the fly?
So I've only done the tutorials, and the tutorials are they're extremely simple and teach you pretty much everything you need to know. So it's really not that hard to pick up.
Okay.
I mean, you pick your 2 actions, and then you actually do them. There's like a roll for initiate thing. So whoever has the highest roll goes first, and it goes down in descending order. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. Well.
So we had Fish Ranch Home came in at 4:38 in the morning as the first person in chat.
Wow. Has he been waiting the whole time?
I'm wondering if that's like an Oceania person. Maybe the name looks oddly familiar, like I've seen it a while ago. So I'm wondering if that might be a thing. Let's see. I said Mr. Snow Guardian was in 8:03. Posby was here. Eduardo. Hello. I'm not saying the whole name. I'm just going to call you Eduardo. It's bad enough I had to type Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics in a freaking video. I was like, wait, how do I spell this again?
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, think about my email address because I couldn't get Stephen P 2003, and I verified that it's not mine and it belongs to somebody with an overseas phone number because I tried to recover the password.
Darn.
Yep.
So I'm just gonna run through these. So Sandy Farrell, hello. Audra, hello. Jenna P, how's it going there? Skipper, Arlene, Ricky, Jeremy, Byron, Metalheads, how's it going? It was a fun stream this evening. Sorry I was in and out. Greg's Planted Tanks, hello. RB, I hate stupid people. S, Skull, My Fish Tanks, Aquatic. Let's see, Diego Petsotics. Is that the end of the list? Monster Fish Gal, Freaky Fish Lady. I think that might be the end of the list. Hello, everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. I scrolled through really quick. Oh, did Steven freeze again? Uh-oh. Jenna, did we break him already?
And yep. Well, yep, I'm keep coming in and out. So that confirms it. That confirms it because today I did a pop-up stream and I just went straight from OBS to YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was fine the whole time. So it's something about OBS communicating with StreamYard that not good.
So I had that issue a while back, and it ended up being that OBS did an update which messed something up, and then they came out with a patch and it fixed it again. So maybe that happened again. I don't know.
Well, I'm trying to look at settings and just like make sure everything is downscaled. Like if it's too high, like it shouldn't. It's a virtual camera. It shouldn't be anything.
Yeah, it was weird. Like my RAM was going crazy. I think that had part to do. That's like, remember, we were doing that one stream and it was like, are you on Wi-Fi because your connection's bad? And I'm like, no, it's a wired connection. But let's see who just snuck in. I saw some people. Where'd you guys go? Hello, Shane. Loki. Hello. Ben. Eric Wyrock. I thought I saw someone else. Oh, 3G. Hello. How's it going? Haven't seen you in a bit. Okay. So yeah, we don't really have a topic this evening.
The topic is fish.
Yeah, just general fish. You guys have any questions or anything? We got this lovely thing to give away. Where's the non-glare? I like how this one doesn't pick up the green screen. But this is a goldfish pellet from Extreme. I did compare the ingredients. It's very similar to the nice one that we gave away on Friday. The only difference is this one, which is the goldfish one, has pea protein in it as one of the ingredients. So that seems to be the only difference in those two foods. So I have a couple I've given to my community tank, and everyone's been fine. So
what's the pellet size?
1.5 millimeter, same size.
Cool.
So if you got a goldfish tank, they'd probably be perfect. But I know I've fed it to cichlids and stuff, and they eat it and have been fine. So you can go.
I'm sure rainbow fish would love it too. That's the thing about fish food.
Yeah.
Susan. So yeah, I'm monitoring my resource usage right now just to see if anything is like spiking. But right now I'm sending 1.1 megabits per second, which is nothing really.
Yeah, it was like for a week and a half I had the issue. So I was having to just stream with the webcam directly through StreamYard and then just pick one of their generic green screen backgrounds to use.
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't anymore, I might do that. I might disable this and just so it's not, because it froze like several times in the last few minutes, which is abnormal.
Yeah, it was like a fluke thing. Like I said, and they did a patch and it was fine. So I don't know. OBS can be weird sometimes. Hey, GRB. And Richard, hello. I was going to say something. What was I going to say? Oh, so I've been having a lot of fun editing this simple fish keeping video so far. Figured I'd get a jump on it since I have 4 people's clips so far.
4. Wow. When did you give people a deadline?
I said if I could have them by this Wednesday, that'd be fine. But I said for people that were, having busy weeks and stuff, I said, as long as I have it by like 6 or 7 o'clock Saturday night, I'll be fine. Because I want to put the first one out on Sunday.
Okay. So the deadline that I've set is like end of the day Friday or Saturday if necessary. And so far I think I've got like 4 or 5. And then there are some people that are like, if I have time, or like one person said, if I have time today, I'll do them. And if I don't get them done today, then I do not have time at all.
Oh.
So, and some of these are long shots. I'm keeping my list a secret because if it works out, it'll be exciting. And if it doesn't, I don't want to overhype it.
So yeah, I put 2 long shots on mine and then like a 1 moderate shot. The moderate shot said they were too busy, and I was like, okay. It was my second Australian that I wanted in on it. They weren't able to do it. And my 2 long shots were like complete long shots, as in one I've talked to a couple times and one I've never spoken to before, but has been in other people's. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna shoot my shot and see and name drop a couple people and be like, hey, if you want to do it, here's my questions. If not, I totally understand.
Cool. Are you going to reveal whether or not that long shot came through?
They have not responded yet. I don't even think. Let me
No.
check and see if they've actually seen the message yet.
Mm.
Did they? Nope, hasn't even seen it. And I sent it on November 25th.
Okay.
But I mean, like I said, it was a long shot, and I understand.
Ed says it's a long shot that I would have the tech savvy to do it.
See,
So yeah, I asked Ed to do some. I know he's doing some for you. I think he owes like everybody videos.
So
now.
I offered for Ed that if he wanted to, I'd pull him into a StreamYard, and then I'll just screen cap through OBS and record his responses that way if he needs to. If he can't, get us files. I was like, I'll do that. And he's like, that sounds good. We just gotta find a time when we're both, free to do that.
So you would use you would pull in the StreamYard and you'd use OBS to
so yeah, OBS OBS can do screen caps and window captures and stuff. So I'll just window capture my StreamYard tab with Ed in it, and I'll just, crop out anything that needs to be cropped out.
Okay. Yeah, maybe Ed can just knock all 20 of them that he has to do. Yeah, he owes 7 or 8 people times however many questions they're asking.
Some people only asked a couple. I think most people were asking 5, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask 5, and I told people pick and choose, answer 1, answer 3, answer as many as you want. So let's see. I thought I saw something.
I think I answered 2 because the other ones, I just didn't know enough to give an answer other than to say, I don't know.
Yeah, the second one I asked was more of I've never used either one, and it was a question that I've seen pop up on a lot of Facebook groups, which one's better. So I was like, you know what? This is clearly a thing people want answered. So I'm going to ask people that have used them and see which one they prefer.
I predict there's going to be people who've used both. It's going to be very one-sided.
Yes. I have a feeling it's going to be the cylindrical one, I think.
Really?
I feel like they're more, because you can just go to the store and buy one versus having to make it.
That's true.
I think that's going to play a big factor in people's choice. I actually haven't even watched those responses yet. I probably should have, but yeah. So the first one I got the 4 people I've got so far are Fish Tank Barn, Science Gal, Mr. Stephen P. 2003 Aquatics, and then Lab Snails.
Nice.
Thought it'd be cool to have, a snail person in one of them.
Yeah. That is a good idea. Yeah. So you're going to release it on Sunday then?
Yeah. Sunday is going to be my regular upload day, hopefully, because it seems to get my most viewed hours are on Sundays. So I'm like, every Sunday morning, I'm just going to upload one now.
Sunday seems to be a good fish tube day. A lot of people release their videos on Sunday, so I think it's just people show up to watch them. Yeah,
I try and time mine so they're uploaded right before a certain bigger channel, with the hope that it gets pushed to the side tab on their videos. It'll probably never happen, but hey, Fishie Biz, how's it going there, bud?
What's up, Biz? Hopefully, Biz, you got the ham money. You got enough money to buy those super expensive hams. Apparently, ham prices are outrageous now because, just everything. Why not have a shortage of everything and blame COVID?
Yeah, that's our go-to answer these days. So Loki said assassin snails are dope. Have you ever partaken in assassin snails?
Yeah, I actually I don't. If I have some, they are not as plentiful as they used to be, but I deployed a few into my 90-gallon when I first
Mhm.
got it started because there was just a big pond snail explosion. And so
Okay.
I was like, I want to see if assassin snails actually do a good job. For a few weeks, it didn't seem like anything was happening. And then suddenly I realized, oh my God, the assassin snails have reproduced. There's like a couple of dozen of them now, and all the pond snails are gone. So they
Nice.
did something. It just, you gotta wait and ignore it, and then
Now,
eventually,
what were you feeding fish food wise when you had yours?
when I had the assassin
Yeah.
snails,
Like,
um, my typical feeding is going to be a mixture of the extreme krill and the spirulina flakes
okay.
and the sinking wafers.
Okay.
That's generally what and then I change it up a lot, but that's like the majority, especially like a lazy day when I don't feel
Mm.
like getting out the frozen food and all that. That's what I'm gonna feed them.
So when I had bought, I think I had 6 or 7 that I bought when my, so I don't mind ram's horn snails. It's the pond slash bladder snails that they don't look as pretty as ram's horns.
Exactly.
And one of my tanks, I think it was the betta tank, ended up with an explosion of pond snails. So I figured, okay, I'll get some assassin snails and throw them in here. Well, because I had a pleco in that tank, every few days I would drop one of the bigger bug bite things in, like the
Hmm.
longer pellet. And then I remembered that when Corey had done a assassin snail breeding video, that's what he was feeding them to get them to breed.
Oh.
And I think they were so happy eating that they never went for the pond snails because I was feeding something too better for them to eat that they thought tasted better.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the deal with a lot, like pretty much any fish that you deploy to do something besides eat fish food is still gonna prefer the fish food.
Yeah.
So you have to like really be stingy with the feeding. Got to get ready for the live tonight. Oh yeah, Biz, in
Oh
an
yeah, we'll be
hour
sure to
and
send
12
people
minutes.
over.
Who is in the hot spot tonight? Did not even check.
That is a good. I saw something about ham. I don't know if that was a community post or if it was for the
Ham is in the
stream.
hot spot tonight. All right,
I
we got a
mean,
big old chair of hams.
does any? I don't like ham.
I love ham.
I prefer fowl over ham. Depending on the ham, I don't know.
I like ham better than turkey. I'll say that.
Oh, see, so do you do spiral ham or boiled ham?
The what ham? What was the
So
second one you said?
spiral ham is the one you just kind of warm up in the oven. Boiled ham is the one you put in a pot and boil it with some water.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the oven one.
Oh, see that one I don't like because you gotta I dissect all the fat out of it like a freaking surgeon, so I don't like that one as much. Looks like multi-tank addiction. I think if I'm looking at that right.
Oh cool.
And
So
Jennifer said I think it's Chris, so I'm assuming I read it correctly.
well, there we go. Yeah, I've never actually cooked ham. I just eat other people's ham. My parents, or even my parents, they won't cook a ham. They'll just get it from honey baked ham.
We've done that before. I don't know. I can't. I think my uncle just kills it and turns it into jerky. So
Oh, yep. Jenna doesn't like ham though.
I don't know. I can't get behind the ham.
It's like candied meat. It's all
I
right.
guess. So I'm seriously thinking about getting rid of the guppy tank.
Why?
I kind of just want to catch them all, throw them in the community tank, let the fry get eaten by everything, and just I really am thinking about converting that tank into either a puffer tank or a saltwater tank.
I support the puffer tank for sure. What kind of puffer?
I would have to find a puffer that doesn't get too super big. what was I think I was looking at either Congo puffers or was it the Fahaka puffer that doesn't get big?
The Fahaka puffer gets
Or
pretty damn
Amazon
big.
puffer. Was that the Amazon puffer?
Amazon puffers stay a decent size, but I also heard that you got to get like a few of them. Like they're
Yeah,
more
that was why I think once I read that. So some people I read up on them. Some people say they're fine by themselves and you can put other fish with them. Then other people have said that those need to be in groups of like 3 to 5, like a tetra or something to be happy. Which is why I was kind of leaning more toward the Congo tetra or the Congo puffer.
you talking about the spotted Congo, the shouted in eye?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one I want.
But I'd have to, seriously look into that. I think I have a local fish store that sells them. I have yet to go to a local fish store though. I really have to do that at some point.
Dan's got them.
Oh, don't tell me that because then I'll be getting.
I guarantee, like whenever it's time for me to order one of those, I'm gonna get them from Dan because my LFS. Every time I talk about them with them, they're always like, they have problems and we have to like deworm them, and the ones we had in our display got parasites or got sick or something, and I mean I don't know what the deal is with theirs, but I feel like Dan has had those same puffers for quite a while, and so they've had some time to settle in and time for him to watch them and make sure that they're not going to get sick all of a sudden.
Yeah, Dan is one of the few people that if I'm buying fish from him, because I know how, OCD he is about, making sure they're healthy before he ships them, that I don't quarantine when I get his fish.
I don't either.
Like there's a select very small group of people that when I buy their fish, I don't feel that I feel safe enough that I don't need to quarantine. And knock on wood, so far, I have not had a single issue with any type of illness getting fish from him.
I'm so crazy that I even empty the bag water in the tank from Dan's fish. Because look, I ordered about 22 pseudomagills. And so, when you order 20 something fish from Dan, you're going to get 20 something bags of water.
Right.
And just lazy. I don't feel like pouring each one out over the net and putting the fish in. I'm like, this water is a day old. And this is a 90-gallon tank. It's not going to, I'm putting the fish in there, whatever the fish has, the water has, and vice versa. So
I think I've done that once or twice. When I got bettas from him, I didn't mind just plopping them right in with the water. Because I'm like, you're by yourself. You're probably going to be fine. Whatever small, minuscule amount of ammonia is in there is not going to affect a 5-gallon tank.
No.
With what, maybe a cup and a half of water?
If that. I mean, with a betta, I assume he's shipping the little baggies like.
Yeah. So let's see. I thought I saw a question. Here we go. Richard had a question. Wondering if a 180-gallon would be fine in the living room with a crawl space underneath. It wouldn't be far from the main house beam underneath, but not directly over it. About 1,700 pounds. Just wondering. I'm going to say, based on how Fisher and Fever has somehow crammed thousands of gallons of water into a trailer and not had the floor cave in, that you're probably fine. As long, like...
It's the pounds per square foot that you need to worry about. And I don't know the dimensions of a 180, but it seems like it's going to be pretty long, deep. So, 1,700 pounds spread across. I mean, I had a queen size water bed on the second floor of the house I grew up in. And, that's a lot of water.
Yeah. See, I mean, you're probably fine. I mean, if you... Yeah, well, I mean, I'm on the second floor technically, and I have a lot of water in my room, and I'm not, near any supports, and I haven't caved in yet, so.
Steph says perpendicular to the joist at the very least.
That's what I was going to say. You can always check which way your floor joists go and think of something there, but.
I'm glad I don't have to worry about that being one-story house on a slab.
Like I'd imagine, like so the weight's gonna. I'm assuming you're putting it on a stand and not the floor, so that would help. That'll distribute some weight there, and it's not like you're taking like 180 gallons of water in a bowling ball and it's focused on one small point in the floor.
Yeah,
So you
that's what I'm
should
saying.
be okay with all the floorboards. It should, if the floor is built right, it should, the weight should be
Yeah, I mean,
distributed enough.
there's variables there, like when's the last time the house was inspected? When was the
True.
house built? If it's a 100-year-old house versus a 10-year-old house,
Yeah.
there might be some differences.
You have termites.
Oh yeah,
Because I know when we moved in this house, we had minor termite damages in one of the corners of the basement. And we were like, oh, well, it's on one of the, floor supports. And we're like, we should probably look at this. And it wasn't enough to, warrant anything crazy. But
Jeremy says if you're worried about floor strength, you can do those lolly columns. That sounds like some sort of weird British thing.
I've heard of
Lolly
them
column.
before.
I'm gonna Google that. What is a lolly column?
I mean, I don't know how wide or tall your cross space is, but you could probably, if you're even put, a couple cinder blocks or something underneath it.
Oh, it's literally it's almost like a floor jack, but permanent.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. It's a big metal post.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Oh, and Google corrected it. Did you mean lally column? A-L-A-L-Y?
Oh yeah, we've got those in our basement as supports actually. Taller, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. They look like they're a little expensive a piece, but probably better than having your floor cave in and losing your tank.
I mean, if you have you could maybe even call like a contractor or something and ask them. I doubt they would charge you for a simple question like that over the phone.
Or they might say, we have to come look at it.
But yeah, I would imagine you should be okay.
Trusted here. You heard it here. Lefty says you're going to be okay with your 180-gallon tank on your pier and beam or whatever.
I see people talking streams about putting like 175s on like fourth-story condo floors and worrying about them falling in and then not having issues. So,
yeah.
But like, if you're that worried, you can always get some kind of support, like we've said, to put underneath it.
Mm-hmm. What kind of food are they talking about?
I don't know.
Pastelli is like a plantain.
Oh, pasties?
Yeah.
Like a British pasty?
I don't know what that is.
They're weird. That's like a meat pie. I don't even know if that's what you're talking about.
Ricky has to get some of those jacks for the house to get it level. Yep.
So the desk has been ordered that I mentioned Friday. So new desk coming so I can reconfigure the tanks under my desk I have currently.
That L-shaped desk you were talking about?
I went with the one that has all the cubbies on it.
From Wayfair?
Yep.
I like Wayfair.
They're good for stuff like that, and it comes relatively quick. So for those
after our house flooded in 2016, we refurnished our house almost entirely with Wayfair furniture. I spent the better part of November just assembling furniture.
Oh,
it's kind of therapeutic.
Yeah.
So wow! That's so you got the big shelving and stuff too. That's really nice. How much was that?
$740 with tax.
It looks nice.
But like it's the same. So it's the same length on all sides that I have currently, but this one doesn't have any under desk storage or the hutch. So I've got the 2 5s on my desk for betas and the 10. And then I have a 5 underneath my desk that I'm assuming has shrimp and a betta in it still. Haven't checked it in a while, but I'm pretty sure I saw a betta swimming around at one point. So I'm just going to put all the...
fed it?
I still throw some pellets in every day.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know if I can even pick it up, but like it is, you cannot see through it. The moss and the bacopa that I planted it have gone so crazy. And even the Marimo moss balls have gotten so big.
Yeah.
So yeah, the 5s will go over here. Because 1.5 is not as tall as the other one. I might put the 10 here. Because this shelf, I don't trust this top shelf at all.
Yeah, and even the desk part of it, I'd be afraid about tanks on it. It just seems like a thin board without much. It seems kind of long. Yeah,
well,
that other shelf.
I'm thinking this one right where they've got the. I think that's a router with something where this thing is. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking because it's got this in the middle here and going up that it should be okay. And like I said, I have one of a bookshelf similar to this that has 5-gallon tanks on it already. So I'm thinking I'll be okay, but worst case, I don't know why I'm pointing at the screen. I'll put like a 2x4 or something in the middle to brace it.
Yeah, Jimmy P saying, experience stocking here. You have to reinforce the shelves or they will bow no matter how small the tank.
I'm guessing it'll all also depend on what they're held. Like if they're just the wooden pegs, then I'll probably have an issue. But the other one I have that's particle board they're the metal ones that have the little rubber feet on them.
The cams and whatever.
Yeah. Things. And that one's been fine now for over a year with 5 gallons on it. So
what happened with Skipper? I just saw people saying, sorry, Skipper. I just found 4 hippo catfish, green dragon, flecko, and guppies dead in my 20-gallon. Did a water change, up the temp, and added salt. Hope that fixes it. There's no sign of what might have caused it. Yikes.
That's always the worst when you can't figure out what happened.
Last week I had a issue in the guppy mosh pit, actually. The same week that I was in Biz's video talking about how healthy the tank is.
What happened?
Knocked on wood. I think it was just a mild infection.
Oh, okay.
When I brought home, and it was probably in there for a little while. When I brought home those Aquashella bettas, I didn't really think about cross-contamination. I moved some of the endlers from the guppy mosh pit to the betta tanks. One of the bettas was being kind of a dick to the endlers, so I put him back into the mosh pit and just not thinking. And that's my guess, is that there was just something that they were exposed to that they just kind of didn't react well to. But some Maricin and Icex for 5 days with water changes daily seems to have stopped it.
Okay.
I only lost maybe 5 or 6 endler guppies, whatever, out of the however many are in there. Yeah, he says, I have no idea. Yeah, I hate that. You can't even see anything on the outside.
Yeah, it's like when I had the 20-gallon set up originally, and I went to work. I got up at 6:30. Everything was fine. I came home at 2:45, and the second I got up the stairs, you just get that smell of rotting fish.
Ugh.
And it was just in that short, 8-hour stint. I was like, what happened? And I walked in my room and
boil to death or something.
The heater was fine. The ammonia and nitrates were fine. The only thing that was weird is the pH was like off the charts. It was up past 8.7. And I don't know if some decor or something because I had just gotten some cholla wood to put in the tank. And I don't know if it was treated with something or what it was, but that was the only new thing that went in the tank. And it came from, an aquarium store. So unless they got a bad batch that was treated with some pesticide or something.
Yeah, just because of that kind of thing, I boil any wood or even
Yeah, after
Well,
that I started.
I didn't boil the leaves that I just got, but so far so good. And then I got like the nature pack thing from keepfishkeeping.com. I haven't used it.
Oh. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna say I haven't used it yet. So Jeremy, so the desk I think
yet,
it's
but
part.
I probably hi.
Hi. So you didn't use it yet.
I haven't used it yet, but I'm not gonna treat it or boil it or anything. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
So yeah, ever since then I've boiled any driftwoods I've gotten. So when it first happened, I didn't know what was up, and the only thing that survived were like 3 Cory cats, my bamboo shrimp, and a molly, and like my couple bloodfin tetras that I still have. That's all that survived of everything I had in that 20-gallon tank. So I just scooped them out and threw them in the 10-gallon. I didn't even care about and then I just drained it, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not going to work tomorrow. So I called my boss. I was like, so we had a water issue, so I can't come in. So I spent the whole night, setting up the 40 and just redoing it and getting the fish in there and letting it start the cycle.
Yeah, you didn't say I'm having a fish problem.
Nope, I
probably
just
wouldn't have gone over well.
problem.
Yeah, water problem. They'll think your house is flooded.
Uh-oh.
Am I frozen again?
No, you're not.
Oh, okay.
Lady Metalhead said my Stephen P. Guppies had babies, and then I noticed detritus worms in my tank today. Coincidence? Question mark?
I think that has to do with the food you're putting in there, which, man, just like it's a miracle that a pond snail lives in my guppy mosh pit because of the way the guppies eat. Like they will clean every crevice. They will eat biofilm off the glass. They are hungry, and probably because I'm very stingy with the food. Like I decide when you breed. I've got the filtration, and I know, like, okay, if I put a big handful of flake in here and crush it up and just let it cloud the water, like I know that everyone's going to get a bite to eat. I'm not trying to fatten them up and get them all breeding ready. It's not a breeding project. It's just an experiment that's so far been going okay.
Let's see. We got another fish loss here. Let's see. Eduardo said half of me last week lost 35 rummy and cardinal tetras. Still no idea what the F happened.
I'll tell you what it is.
Tanks died.
I'll tell you what's wrong.
It's a case. Cardinal...
It's a case of rummy nose and cardinal tetras. I don't know. It's just to lose that many at once. Now that's kind of messed up. Usually with those, you're gonna have a die off in the first couple of days, and then you're gonna lose a few over the months until you've got the ones left that actually have a will to live. Aquahuna. So you had them in the tanks for over 5 months. They were in 2 different tanks. Yeah, so something happened, and yeah.
I mean, I know the cardinal tetras have a shorter lifespan than neons, if I remember correctly.
But not
aren't they
that short? They're not 5 months. That's now. I mean, in the wild, yeah, they die because the dry season. They just that's the Project Piaba thing. Like they harvest them before the wherever dries up, and because otherwise they're gonna die anyway.
I must be remembering wrong. I know it is shorter than cardinals. Okay. I thought at one point I read something that said 1 to 3, but I'm completely confusing it with another fish now.
Yeah, I thought neon tetras live like a decade. Let's see.
Yeah,
cardinal tetras 4 and 5 years.
And then I think neons is what? 10? As long as 10 years?
I think so. Let me see. Neon tetra lifespan.
This says 5 to 10.
So this says they can have a lifespan as long as 10 years, but normally just 2 to 3 years in the aquarium. I
I
wonder where
feel
they're
like
getting that number from.
I'm assuming the 2 to 3 is being dragged down from like the radical outliers of, oh, this fish
That
died in like 2 weeks
yeah.
because poor conditions in shipping and housing at fish store.
Yeah, kind of like when they talk about the old days and how the lifespan was like 30 years. It's like it's mostly because there were a lot of dead babies.
Hmm.
Like it's the average is skewed by the fact that a lot of children just died in birth and a lot of women died giving birth.
I mean, it's the same issue we have with figuring out beta lifespans in captivity, because they
Hmm.
say the average is, I think, 3 to 5, but then other places will say 1 to 3 because we don't know how old they were when we buy them from like the big box stores.
Yeah. Now he got them from Aquahuna, and anything Aquahuna sends is going to be young. So
Yeah, that
those are
is
not.
weird.
I mean, I want to say it's the source, but I can't really have. I don't have an explanation on a sudden die off. And then he's saying that all the Cardinal and Rummy died, and not the Gold Tetras, the Emperor, and the Black Neons.
And I've had cardinals from them, and they're still thriving. It's been going on 2 years. Weird.
I would have,
Unless it was like
more
a
for this.
bad genetic batch or something from their supplier.
God, could you imagine just like all of a sudden the kill switch goes on all of them at once? Like,
That's pretty
well,
much what happened with my betas at one point too, my females,
uh,
because they were all the same age, and then within what, 3 weeks period, I lost all 7 with the exact same symptoms. It was kind of disturbing.
will boiling driftwood kill off blackbeard algae? I don't know. Would you have to boil it? I mean,
Would probably kill it just because the intense heat.
yeah, but I mean, blackbeard algae is pretty easy to kill with just peroxide.
True, or fish to eat it.
They all got unplugged from the matrix at the same time. Yeah, that is crazy. And Ed's had neons last 7 to 8 years.
Okay. That it is just very weird that it was just the Rummies and Cardinals that had the issue.
Telling you. Like they're a very high demand, popular variety of tetras. Just because the Cardinals are like the more colorful neons. Rummy Nose made popular by John, always talking about. That's his favorite tetra.
That also seems to be like the most common thing to put with discus too.
Cardinals and Rummy Nose. Yeah.
I'm almost like, so I know most of our neons are wild caught down from the Amazon basin. What about our Rummy Nose and our neon? Our Rummy Nose and are the Rummy Nose mostly wild caught, or are they all bred now?
So I was talking to the owner of my LFS, and he says that he has like I guess from a lot of these places you can choose between wild caught and tank raised, and he says that he has better luck with the wild caught ones.
I would think, yeah.
But I think since the COVID started, maybe he doesn't have a choice on the source, or less of a choice.
That's what I was just wondering, because like if you're getting the the tank raised ones from here, maybe the genetics aren't the best, and then because when you're in the wild, it's everybody's just mixing constantly versus people like to seem to line breed everything.
Yeah.
And that's going to eventually bite you in the butt with weak genetics.
Well, yeah, I mean, fish farms are all about quantity, and those are the fish that suffer because they're the high demand ones. They're the ones that like fish stores want to order hundreds and thousands of them, and so they're under pressure to keep up the numbers. And so it's like, well, let's just scoop hundreds of them in here, and then we're going to lose 20% of them on the way to the distributor. And because
I know it had nothing to do with fish, but I was scrolling through TikTok, and somehow I got on like a guy who raises bugs and insects, and he has a cockroach. He has multiple cockroach colonies, but he was talking about how he noticed that his cockroaches were dying, and then it dawned on him that he has not added any new genetics into this one particular colony in a couple of years. So he was finding other, compatible cockroaches to reinvigorate the genetics in this colony. So it's exactly the same with fish.
Yep. That's what I'm doing with the guppy mosh pit. I haven't added anything to it in 2 years. And so just in the last couple of months, I've started acquiring guppies from different people in Fish Fam and adding them in there.
So let's see.
Happened overnight. Nothing was sprayed or water changed. Nothing. I have over 100 rummy in my discus tanks, not from Aquauna. Had them for over 18 months.
I'm wondering if they just got a bad batch in, maybe.
I mean,
because I know they've been struggling. They've been struggling to even get stuff in stock too.
Yeah, it's been like that with them for a while, and I guess it's not getting any better. And they can't really be picky about their sources. I would like to try some of. I don't know if he has them now, but Dan's Fish had cardinal tetras at a time. And he actually did a giveaway on them. And he was like, for those of you who have tried cardinal tetras and had trouble with them, I invite you to try them again. So from what he's saying, maybe he's got access to some not crappy cardinal tetras.
Maybe. And I think it was the same Live Fish Direct at one point, the place I got my African cichlids from. They'll randomly get stuff in, and they had cardinal tetras. And I bought, what did I buy? Like 20 something of them. I don't remember. I just used my waivers, and they've been in my tank and they're fine. I think I had maybe one or two die off, and I bought 14. And they're still going, and that's been 8 months.
And Chubbs has some rummy nose tetra that have been through some really serious turmoil over the last few months. Because the hurricane hit, he lost power for a week or two, and he was getting die-offs from all of his tanks. And then he had to move and had to break down a bunch of tanks, relocate them. He lost some fish in that process as well. But he's telling me that he's had these rummy nose in there, and they haven't missed a beat. They've been fine. And rummy nose are those type of fish where sometimes you do a water change and they're like, I didn't like that water change, and they die. That's
what happened with Lisa. Her discus were fine, but it was the rummy nose that were like, we're gonna die now.
Yeah, like peace out.
And people say disc. That's why I really want to try discus and see if they're as hard as people say they are.
I don't think they are.
I don't think they are either. I think it's people are so set in their ways and unwilling to adapt to a different kind of fish that they think they can do the same old thing they've always done, and thus discus have a bad rap.
Yeah, and I think maybe there was a time in the olden times that discus were all wild caught, and they probably had to be catered to in that. Speaking of discus, I bet this lady who just came in can tell us. Discus talk.
Hey, discus talk. Are discus as hard as they say they are?
She's gonna say nope. And that's my guess, is that in the old days, maybe probably. You could only get the wild caught. You had to cater to the water parameters in there.
I want to say that discus Hans, the ones he imports from Germany, aren't they wild?
They just come from a different water source or something? Or
I can't remember. I'll have to ask Lisa again. But I thought that he still has wild Germans that he sells with no problem. And I remember at one point, can't remember whose stream it was, they were talking about a guy who has raised them in nothing but regular tap water and got them to breed because he was trying to make a hardier version of the fish.
She said,
oh, not wild. Okay.
Yeah. Janice, you don't think discus talk will discourage people from getting discus?
So I want to pull Eric Wyrock's comment real quick here. So he said, I have rummy nose with my discus. I found the rummy nose at the surface gasping the other morning. I couldn't see anything that changed. So I did a quick water change and they were fine. That to me almost sounds like you had some weird oxygen issue or an ammonia issue or something, because I had that happen. When I first had an algae bloom, I used the AlgaFix stuff to try and kill it. I didn't know that stuff was designed to pull the oxygen out of it to starve the algae. And I dosed it at night while the lights were off. So I had that pulling oxygen out, my plants pulling it out and putting off CO2 or whatever it is. And I woke up to translucent fish all at the top of the tank gasping. And I just did the same thing. I immediately started the water change and adding new water in as the water was draining, and they were fine as well.
So, discus talk, why is there like a discus cult that thinks they have to do like 90% water changes daily with RO water and, pamper them so much? Like, I've even been told, like, don't keep discus if they're gonna be in an area where you walk past the tank a lot or you got a TV in the room. Like, I've heard it all, and as a newbie fish keeper, I was like, well, they're beautiful, but if I'm gonna spend
crazy,
if I'm gonna spend $7,500 a fish, and if you get discus, you're supposed to get a group of them, right? So you're spending several $100s, and and I don't know what I'm doing at that point. It was just I was discouraged from getting them, but now that I've learned, it seems like they're just like any other fish. We're just pure tap with 8.5 pH.
Okay, I want to give them a try at some point. And Discus Hans is where I was going to order them from too, because I think he's got a good reputation. John and Lisa speak his praises, and
everybody
his prices
does. Yeah,
aren't horrible. So I would definitely get them from him. And I think he ships too. Or I could just drive down there and pick them up.
Anytime someone's asking about where to get discus, that's the name that comes up. One in Watley Discus. I looked at Watley Discus for something a while back, and like I decided not to order just because it was like he only shipped airport to airport, and I was like, do I really have to drive to the airport? I mean, I get it, yes, but no thanks.
Hashtag gold to enter this giveaway there, y'all.
Oh, it's time to give away.
And while that gets spammed in the chat, stupid people had a question: can fish absorb calcium and magnesium from the water column? I'm gonna say, since we medicate that way, probably, but not as efficiently as with foods and stuff, probably, unless you have another opinion.
It's kind of the calcium and magnesium that contributes to GH is kind of part of their whole osmoregulation process. They need that in the water to I guess it's like an equilibrium of the minerals in their blood and the minerals in the water. Don't know the details of that. I just know it's important. Discus Talk just said, yeah.
Okay.
And I learned early on, luckily, that I have no calcium and no magnesium in my tap water. I just have carbonate, and so I have to add it. And I can't do like crushed coral because my water is already high pH. It's not really going to dissolve it fast enough.
Good to know.
Gold. Also other trace minerals, yeah.
Yeah, I have not gone that far. I asked my water company for a readout, and they said we don't do that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're required by law to give me one when I ask.
Yeah, they don't have a website that has like a annual report.
No, I looked. I could look again, but last time I looked, it was like no. And I emailed them or called them, and I was like, "Can you tell me the chlorine content, because my water smells like bleach?" And they're like, "Nah, we can't do that." And I was like, "Okay."
Hey, you can buy those tests though, and test for free.
Yeah, I was just using we have a pool, so I was using our pool stick, and it was 4 times what it normally was.
Yeah, on our water report, it gives a range that it can be anywhere between like 0.5 ppm to 3 or something. It's chloramine, so and generally when I test it, it's like 1 ppm. I have to use prime.
And then this is followed it up with, I give salt baths occasionally with reef salt for extra minerals and trace elements.
Do you do that if the fish is like showing signs of something, or is it just kind of part of your regular routine with them, like during maintenance? That's interesting.
That is
See, I was thinking that too. The skipper said actually by law, if your water treatment plant has to tell you when you ask.
That's weird. I don't even see my city on the list.
I mean, they have to tell somebody, right?
I would hope.
Somebody's got to know what's in that water. GH off the charts from tap and another tank. GH would tank a few days after every water change, only in that tank. That now, if you now, I don't know about fish absorbing that much. That's interesting. I mean, plants, of course, take it in small amounts, some more than others. That is really, I do not even have a theory for that one. How many eligible entries do you have?
We have 22. Got a 37, so not bad. Actually, you know what? Let me, before it gets too far away, let me pin that. Boom. Has been pinned.
What did you pin? I can't.
The hashtag for the giveaway.
Hashtag.
Now, if anyone pops in and doesn't see it. So let's see. Apparently, where am I? We have 0.009 parts per million of barium in our water. 0.12 parts per million of copper. 0.69 of fluoride.
How much of copper?
0.12
parts per
million.
Oh, is that actually seems like a lot.
Well, don't forget, we had a lot of factories that were doing heavy metal stuff here back in the day. So our water, a lot of our water still has it in it. You're going to be able to, so we have 1 part per billion lead in our water.
Okay.
And 0.133 nitrates part per million.
That's not so bad.
Chlorine, we have 0.69 part per million. What else? I can't even read what this one says. Turbidity? That's how you say that, right?
Maybe. What does that mean?
It's a good question. What does turbidity mean?
Turbidity or turbidity?
To the Google.
Turbidity with a D?
Turbidity is the measure of relative clarity of liquid. Okay.
Oh.
So that doesn't matter, I don't think much.
Okay.
What is this?
Occasionally get that nasty brown water in a flood.
Yeah, we're lucky that doesn't happen here.
Doesn't happen a lot here, but it actually happened the other day, and I was annoyed because I was like, I'm just in the middle of a water change. I swear if there's something in this water, I'm going to be mad. It seemed to be fine, though.
We apparently have 52 parts per billion of trihalomethane in our water.
Well, that doesn't sound like a good thing, but maybe it's okay. Well, whatever's in your water, apparently cardinal tetras are cool with it.
So I just looked up what are the side effects of the trihalomethane. It says that they're a result of reaction between chlorine used for disinfecting tap water and natural organic matter in the water. At elevated levels, it can cause cancer and sterilize people. Maybe that's why some of my fish aren't breeding.
Oh, wow. I wonder what they mean by elevated levels, though.
Something that's extremely high.
Oof. Let's see. Look at mine now, just what they
Hey, Shannon, how are you?
Shannon.
Texas Fisher, hello, hello.
Mm-hmm. We got 0.4 at the highest measured, 0.4 nitrate. So 0.9 fluoride. We got some barium too.
Oh, I was on the wrong water company website. I'm like, why don't I see my city? So I picked the one that's right next to us.
Let's see. Oh, combined radium. How radioactive is the water? Picocuries per liter. I don't even know what that means. Okay. Let's see. Our copper 0. Hooray. Other than corrosion of household plumbing systems. So yeah. So you
Now
decide.
that I have the correct water company pulled up, these numbers look way worse than the other one.
Oh god.
So
1 ppm of copper.
where they look better, I have to look. Let's see. Apparently, we have 1.7 TOC of carbon in our water.
Okay.
That
might be good for plants. I don't know.
Wow, we got way more freaking chlorine than the town next to us. We have 1.6 part per million of chlorine.
Yeah.
And it says its potential source was to contain certain virus.
Oh.
Let's see. Yes, and we have 0.35 parts per million of copper, which is higher than the other town.
I mean, that could be low. It just seems like a lot because when you look at like a fertilizer that has copper in it, it's usually like such a tiny amount. Because it seems like anything higher than that, people freak out about their inverts.
So apparently the average amount of copper in water is 0.005.
That seems low.
And the highest before it can be considered contamination is 1.3. So what? We're like right in the middle ish.
Okay.
So we're like a third of before it gets to be dangerous.
That's for humans, though.
Why do we have chloroform in the water? What? Hang on. What?
Whoops.
I'm just gonna. So apparently, it says chloroform, right?
Byproduct of drinking water chlorination. What does NA mean for Met regulatory standards? Like
not applicable.
Not regulated.
Not applicable. So they don't care.
Oh no.
Wow.
You have more details than mine does, or maybe it's just because there's more stuff.
Maybe, I guess, yeah. We were a big manufacturing state, so that might be why. Soil runoff.
Discharge of drilling waste, discharge from metal refineries, erosion of natural deposits. But it's still okay. Wow, 4 ppm of fluoride, huh? Well, we have 0.9.
Well, let's see what else we got in our water. You know, because everybody needs some radon in their water, right?
Naturally present in the environment, yeah.
Got some sodium, because good old sodium in our water is good too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got some industrial waste and sewage that cause it.
Yeah, it's found in nature. See, naturally present in the environment from manufacturing and
because road salt is naturally present. That's not added or anything.
Nah. So who we got coming in here?
I guess it's batteries and fireworks.
Oh,
For
that's natural
magnesium.
too. Manganese.
Oh, manganese. Sorry, I read it wrong.
You need manganese for your plants, don't you? So just put a battery in there. Your micronutrients. Did we say hi to Bunny Viper?
Hey, buddy, I don't think we did. Hello, how's it
And
going?
Texas Fish Room came up in here.
All right, I think.
And
Yes.
Melissa, just trying to win that fish food from Matt. Possibly. I didn't even. Well, wait, is Liquid Zoo in here, or is it just
I haven't
Melissa?
seen Liquid Zoo.
Or is that is that a different Melissa, or is that Matt's Melissa?
I don't know. Good question.
Hmm.
Because I have not seen Liquid Zoo in here.
How many untrees do you have now?
Apparently, your wife doesn't want to win it because her light's not lit up yet. Did she hashtag it?
I don't know. We don't have goldfish, but yeah, I
True.
mean, you could feed anything with it. But we've got fish food. We're good. It's uncouth for a co-host or in affiliates to try to win the giveaway.
Okay. As Ed sneaks in.
Good timing, Ed.
CCAM for minerals, bring water to TDS for each type of fish. What you can do, mix it happen. Okay. Yeah, I don't mess with most of that stuff.
Tap is a variable that I'd rather not add to the water. Ooh, I mean, more power to you if you want to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I just, I want to simplify as much as I can, and I overcomplicate a lot of things, but keeping a vat of RO water is not on my list of things to do. Not in this house. There's no room.
Hey, Michelle. Yeah, I was watching somebody. It was either a video or something, and they showed like because they had a saltwater tank, and they showed the crazy RO system underneath the stand, and I was like, there are so many doodads and gizmos there. Like,
That's what I think is cool about saltwater is just the technology. Like it seems like they get all the cool stuff.
you don't necessarily need it
No,
though.
of course not. But I mean,
They just get the toys.
I like oohing and ahhing over technology, but it's also very expensive because it's highly specialized stuff.
Yeah.
I really like the lighting. Whenever I was at Aquashella, I was just staring at all of the different lighting options out there. The Kessel booth, just like you see a light sitting on there on the table, and you're like, "Wow, that's like $600 light right there." It's like, is anyone looking? I got a backpack.
You could have
Yep.
tried.
Discus talk. Keep it simple, stupid, for fish keeping.
Ed says he needs to get an RO system so he can set up his saltwater tank.
Apparently, I would need one too because I've got 2 ppm of phosphates in the water, and apparently, phosphates in salt water are the devil.
Ruh-roh. Yeah, I almost feel like looking up my hometown now because we did saltwater in high school as part of, marine science. And we didn't have an issue. So I'm wondering if did I even mention that we had that in our water? I can't remember now.
What? I didn't hear you say phosphates. Or phosphorus, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, nope, we don't have it's not listed, so I'm assuming we don't have it. Or they just don't test for it.
No. Yeah, I didn't see it on my report either. I just tested my water like
Okay.
I bought all
Yeah.
the tests for test all the stuff, especially like for the planted tank things, and
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see how much phosphate. And I'm working with 2 ppm out of the tap, and they're the planted tank freak people that do the high tech stuff are like, it's good to have about 1 ppm or less, keep a certain ratio.
Okay.
But I'm already starting at a disadvantage with the 2 ppm, and then feeding flake food also adds phosphate.
Oh, that's right. Ed got the old version of his filter,
Oh,
so they needed to try and
Ollie.
find replacement cartridges for it because it's so old. Oh no, your poor cribs. I'm sorry, freaky fish lady.
Where do the cribs come from? Is that it wasn't the ones that Sandy sent, huh?
Uh-oh.
I know the Pharaohs were giving away. They had a bunch of cribs. Yeah, this is a bad time to ship anything living. It's
Yep.
just I ordered Papa Shrimp Blue Dreams last week, and like they've been in Baton Rouge, so like in town, but not at my local post office. They departed Baton Rouge post office on Saturday, and I just saw that the delivery date updated to tomorrow. So we'll see. Luckily, it's not too cold here. Today was
Yeah.
it was like 70 degrees today. Tomorrow it's gonna be mid 50s, so a little bit chilly. But I have faith in shrimp to pull through as long as it's not
Okay.
freezing.
Yeah, I was on Dan's site before we went live, and he's even got a clause in there now, in big red banner that says any livestock ordered after the 7th. Is it the 7th? Will not ship
Yeah,
until January 4th.
I mean that's a smart thing
That's
to
yeah.
do
Because
because
once you get past this week, it's darn near impossible to get stuff out in a timely manner without it getting stuck at a post office somewhere.
skipper mid 50s. That's a warm front.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we were.
it's cool. It's a cool for us. Like generally in the winter, where we in the 40s, sometimes the 30s in the morning, and it'll go up to the 50s during the day. And then there's a couple of days a year where the big freeze comes about, and it's like in the 20s or teens for a couple of days, and everybody freaks out, and the city shuts down and all that.
We're supposed to get our first snow on Wednesday.
So Ricky said he lost all the cribs
Hmm.
from them, but I think they arrived to your house alive, didn't they? So it wasn't the
Uh-oh.
post office issue. I don't, if I recall correctly. The post office is just they don't care. It'll say live fish on there, and it'll just sit there. No sense of urgency.
Yep.
It's 33 here. Skipper says.
Yeah, it was like up in the 60s today here. It was unusually warm. And then, now it's going to be down in the 40s and then 30s on Wednesday. And then back up at the 50s on Friday and Saturday. Like, make up your mind. Please stay cold.
Jenna says it's 61 here. Oh, it's getting chilly. Eduardo here, it was 82, and now it's 68. Tank's all heated, but I thought it was that. But water temperatures were exactly 79. Yeah.
Hey, Geek Boy. So yeah, we got about 15-ish minutes here, and then we'll roll the giveaway a little bit before we go off.
Mm.
So if you have not already, hashtag gold to enter. I'll quick pull up the list so y'all can see if you're in or not. Boop. So if you do not see a little blue mark next to your name,
Let's scream at them, people. 3G, Audra Meyer, Baron Von Yenzer, Crystal, Dave, come on. You don't want no fish food? You have so many mouths to feed in that house.
it's we're doing this Geek Boy. It's a goldfish pellet. but it's darn near the same ingredients as the regular community food. It's just got pea in it instead of as one of its ingredients.
There we go, Geek Boy. Oh, here comes the people.
There we go. Hey, local Austin. And this, unfortunately, because it is fish food, does have to be U.S. only. I'm sorry.
You can't ship fish food overseas?
You're not supposed to.
Oh,
legally.
That's good to know, because I might have like broken the law. I mean, I haven't, but like I'd never even thought about that being an issue.
Yeah, because of, that's why a lot of the companies like the Co-op and KT Tropicals won't ship outside the US, because there's so many import laws and just to be able to ship to other places.
Did Lefty say he peed in it? Did you put your pea protein in there?
Different kind of pea, yeah, different kind of pea. Because I know there's some foods that in Australia they can't get that we can get here. Like a lot of the Hikari stuff, for some reason, cannot be sold in Australia. Like I don't think Australia can do the Vibra Bites. And so the last I knew, they weren't even allowed to have the granules of bug bites either. They could only have the flakes.
I wonder what's in it that's so dangerous and evil.
I think Australia has like super regulated stuff for that kind of thing. So you have to go through like a rigorous process of getting your stuff approved before they give you the import licenses or export licenses, whatever. Yeah, import.
Is Australia like Canada, where they can't really medicate their fish?
No, I think you can get medications in Canada. I just know, like, fish-wise, each little part of Australia has its own, like, laws on what fish you can have. Like, Blake, I think, can't have koi, but Rumble, who I think is one or two provinces over or states over, can. So, like, each state has their own crazy... All right, Discus Talk says, no, they cannot
they can't get meds. Oof.
That sucks.
Just put in the salt and hope for the best.
Because I think
Steph, yeah. When's the last time you tried to send something to Steph? Wasn't she the one that like you kept getting it returned to you?
Yeah, that's still sitting over there. I still gotta mail another one out. I keep forgetting about that. I'm sorry. After the fourth time, I was like, just don't put it on a plane. Like, come on.
Michelle says, how does she apply? Enter the giveaway?
I'm assuming so, yes.
# gold.
Yep.
Chevy Fish.
Hey, Chevy Fish. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. And again, all this stuff for the month of December will get shipped out after the holidays and everything has settled down. So probably second week of January, I'll get all that stuff out. And anything else that I haven't been able to mail yet will go out soon.
Yep, Michelle, just enter # gold, or depending on how old you are, # gold.
I mean, technically it's a # to you and me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Well, see, this isn't going to be going in a bubble mailer. This will be going in a flat rate shipping box with a regular label on it. I was trying to mail the other thing because it's, tiny in a bubble mailer because it fit.
Oh,
but they just didn't like it. Apparently, but the other one went out fine. So that's why I don't know why Steph's was a problem.
Oh.
Alishon, hello. How's it going?
She's 28, so she knows the hashtag. She is part of the hashtag generation.
Nice. You also know what a rotary phone is and how to use it?
Yeah, of course.
We used to have one. So apparently you had to like rent them from the phone company at one point. And it was like we had ours from the 80s still and never gave it back, but the company had folded.
Yeah, well,
we
they're
still
gonna
have it,
come
but-
looking for it. We need our rotary phone back. Valuable high-tech equipment there.
How's it going, Chevy Fish? I hope you did you ever get your Wi-Fi thing settled out? I hope so by now. That was back in August. So yeah, we're doing a giveaway every stream in December. Got some
Nice.
fishy foods. I thought about doing, fish at one point, but then I saw the message on Dan's thing, and I'm like, we'll wait. Maybe we'll do that as part of the 1,000 giveaway.
Yeah, you got plans for that? Me and Rico are just waiting until January because of all the other Fishmas stuff going on.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna either late January or early February, something like that. Just I want to make sure it's gonna stay above 1,000, and I don't have some random fall off.
Dude, you are firmly above 1,000 at this point.
Yeah,
You
but
have
anything can happen.
1.13. So yeah, I think you're gonna be all right, unless you just like piss off 100 people at once.
Hey, Mary Page, how's it going?
Hey, Mary Page. Yeah, I'm at 1,046 last time I checked.
Yeah,
I usually don't lose more than a couple at once if that happens.
I don't know. I've kind of taken Lisa's advice and don't pay attention to the numbers. The only number I check daily now is the monetization number to see when those watch hours finally tick over.
That's me. I've been paying attention. Like I wasn't paying attention, and then when it started creeping to 1,000, then I started to obsessively check because you're about to hit that milestone.
Yeah.
And now I'm checking the hours. So, and then of course to check the hours, you see your subscriber count when you go to the studio page, so it's just right there. But yeah, eventually I'll ignore the numbers again. But
so I downloaded some extension that helps track everything, and it shows me as being over 4K during certain days, but YouTube hasn't updated to reflect that yet. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, if you go to your monetization tab and you like it shows the hours and like you hover over like the question mark thing, it'll tell you that number is as of like 2 or 3 days ago, and it also does not include your shorts, and it doesn't include anything that you have since deleted or unlisted or made private, whereas the main count on the analytics does include all that. So there's a bit of a difference in lag time and type of hours.
Right. So yeah, the one I downloaded specifically is like a monetization watch thing.
What is that called?
It is called. Where is it? Come here, you bloody vidIQ.
Oh yeah, I think I've got. I have TubeBuddy. And I might have the vidIQ app or something.
Yeah, it was because I was researching like different ways to help with videos and stuff, and one of their videos or article. Oh, when I was looking about doing giveaways and stuff, if I have because at one point one of my things for subscriber or memberships was going to be a monthly giveaway, but then because of YouTube's one stupid clause that you can't have people pay a fee to enter for something, I was like, well, I can't do that idea. So in my looking up that, I stumbled upon their videos and I was like, I'll give their little extension a try. Hey, Vinny.
Vinny, what's up?
Fellow Canadian, I was going to say Canadian, fellow Connecticuter right there. What are we called? We Connecticuters or Connect? I don't even know what we're called.
Connecticutans.
Sure.
Connecticutians.
Hey, Fish Kid, how's it going? So yeah, probably another 2-ish minutes and then we'll roll it.
Oh, you're so lucky that you don't have to give it to Fish Kid. He can't enter.
So hashtag gold if you want to.
Oh, I just looked at the YouTube page. We got 55 people watching.
Nice. Thank you all. We have one of the best aquatic pathologists in the country. We do?
Who's that? Is it Discus Talk?
Wait, Discus Talk, are you in Connecticut too?
I don't know.
Yeah, it was the way it's worded.
Ed.
The way it's worded, Mystery Snap. It's better just to leave it and not worry about it that way. Like, unless I really wanted to do it, I'd have to make a Patreon and be like, okay, this is how it's going to work if you want this. But I came up with a bunch of other ideas for membership stuff. So hopefully once we get it, y'all like what I have planned. But I'm not going to mention any of that stuff until it actually happens. And I'll make a little video and put it on the membership tab.
Yeah, I have super chat plans, but not membership plans yet.
Yeah, at one point I sat down and I came up with a bunch of stuff. And I was like, hey, Zen, how do these sound? And that's when she was like, well, you can't do giveaways because this and that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Dr.
cool.
Salvatore Frasca. Cool.
So you said yes with a bunch of S's. Is that yes as in you live here, or that we just have one of the best pathologists? That is kind of cool, though. Alishon's wife is from Milford. I'm right next to Milford. I'm like 10 minutes away.
Man, there's a good many of y'all in Connecticut.
That's why we at one point Scott and I were talking about doing some kind of meetup somewhere. Okay, she went to
she's in Alabama. She's kind of close to me. We're at in Alabama. I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
I mean, Fishie Kid, if you're welcome to enter, and if you win, you can give it to someone else. All right, I'm going to go through the list one more time.
How many people we got eligible? 40. Okay.
So 3G, you still haven't... Come on, 3G. Are you still here?
Nah, he's not interested. He's got guppies.
No, true.
Maybe those pellets are a bit too big for guppies.
We really need to send a petition to YouTube to stop timing people out that say I hate stupid people's full name.
Oh yeah, they hold it for review.
I think because it says stupid, and that must be default because I didn't ever set that up.
Yeah. Or like whenever Chubb says hey to her, he's always like, hey, stupid people. And if people don't know what IHSP stands for, it could be seen as offensive. You're just like coming in the chat. It's like, what's up, idiots?
So yep, just look off your name. Mary Page, I don't see you yet, lumpy dog. My fish tanks, Petsotics. Looks like a lot more people got in there.
Snake Jazz doesn't want no pellets. Mr. S. Susan doesn't want him. Vinny.
I'm actually gonna go this way because you can't see the whole list.
Oh. I didn't know that layout was an option. That's new.
Yeah, this is Ed mentioned this one, and I usually use this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you don't see your name there, get it in there because we're gonna roll this very soon.
Oh, yeah. Jenna suggested, what if I hate stupid people actually stands for I hate, or IHSP stands for I hate Stephen Phillips. It's possible.
It is possible. So again, if you don't see your name with a little blue thing next to it, you did not enter.
We go with Eduardo accusing me of making him change his name. He used to be Eduardo Antonio Arango Costa, and he still has that name. And he this morning he confused Jess by entering the chat as both. $41. 1 minute till the hour. Do you have time to do a wheel?
Oh, I'm not doing a wheel. I'm having Nightbot roll this. All right, we're gonna roll it because we got like 30-40 seconds, and then we got to throw people over to the hot spot. Is it hot spot or hot seat? It's hot spot, right?
Yeah, it's hot spot.
Right. I always get confused because Rob does the hot seat, Fishie Biz does the hot spot. All right, and good luck to everybody. And the winner is, oh hey, Michelle.
Michael A. No, Michael A.
Michael. Sorry, Michael. So this screen to my right is a smaller resolution, so I cannot read it very well. So, Michael, are you here?
Does he have to be here? Is it he
Not
must
really,
be present?
but
And you have a
just-
minute. Or no, you have 10
doesn't have to be
seconds.
present. So yeah,
Michael A. Michaela, as the wheel would call him.
would just be nice if they were here so that I know they saw it, because I don't know how to contact them. There you
There
are.
he is.
Hello. So yeah, shoot me an email or contact me on Instagram. I will throw my email up real quick. Oh, if somebody could link Fishie Business Stream while we're typing. That is my email. Shoot me one.
Is Biz live yet? I
So,
mean,
yeah, congrats.
is starting on time? Don't see him live quite yet.
It says 10:05. So.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well,
thank you for throwing that link up, S.
Cool. Yeah, I know. Disco Stock. There are people still using AOL, and their name is Lefty.
Hey, I'd still be using AOL Desktop if they didn't start making me pay for it. They started charging you for AOL Desktop again.
Oh,
you gotta pay $10 a month for that, and I'm like, hey, Yahoo, you're not getting my money.
You got mail.
I used to have
I missed
RTD2 as my welcome sound.
So beep boop beep. Weird.
Yep. So we're gonna sign off for the evening. Make sure you head on over to Fishie Business Stream. You get to hang out with him and Multi-Tank Addiction. Some pretty cool people over there.
Yep.
You know, we'll see you on the 20th will be our next stream.
14 days.
And then you'll see Ed and me on Friday for a more fish food giveaway. Gotta figure out which one I'm gonna do for that. But until then, thank you all for being here. Thank you, mods. Thank you all for the support, and we will see you next time.
Bye, y'all.